Three, two, one. Well, welcome everybody. I'm here with Chaley Chandler. She is the co-chair for Fusion, and that is an event for the Nebraska Medicine Guild. So Chaley, thank you so much for joining me today.
Yes, thank you for having me. This is great.
Yeah, it's great to see you because I know last year at this time, you guys typically have your event in April, like a lot of, April's a big event month for nonprofits, and you had to cancel. You just had to flat out cancel it because of COVID-19. So
yep, that's correct. We were just a few weeks out, but with flying in a speaker and really just not having a virtual platform ready to go, we had to cancel.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
But this year, you've got an event coming up. What is the date again?
Yep, it's April 28th.
Okay.
Yep, it's a Wednesday.
And let's just talk a little bit. Let's first talk about the speaker. Because that's always been like a big piece of this event. So who is it?
Yes. So her name is Cindy Levy, and she is a journalist. She also is really known she was editor-in-chief of Glamour magazine for close to 16 years. So, but she's done, so many different things. Like I said, she's a journalist. She's in the New York Times constantly. She's on television. She's interviewed anyone from presidents to movie stars. And then she's a huge women's rights activist. And so she's just done a ton of different things in that realm. And not only has she's also written a book about the Women's March called Together We Rise. So she just has so many different facets. It'll be fun to talk through those things with her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So is this event and is it live, virtual? Is it both?
So it's just virtual. Yep. Okay. We're making all virtual.
Okay.
Yep. It's all going to be via Zoom. It'll be at noon. It's still going to be over that lunch hour. And we're going to try to do it as quick as we can, just to, be a full hour. We'll talk to Cindy for about 20, 30 minutes, and then we'll still do a Q&A live that people can submit questions and she will answer those.
Yeah. And the great thing, that's one of the things that so many nonprofits, have gone virtual, especially it took a few months to get that, actually virtual component in place, because that's not something that nonprofits have done. And a lot of, I see some of them adding a little bit of the live component to it, but virtual, I think you can, one of the things you reach a lot of people, and you don't sell out. There's not a seating capacity.
Right. And just having those, not having those normal expenses, especially for a nonprofit, that really adds to our bottom line, which is a huge positive.
Right. So the funds that are raised, support Nebraska Medicine. So can you talk a little bit about the programs and where the funds go to?
Yeah, so they primarily, and in the past, we've always put the funds towards scholarships, basically just to our, future healthcare workers. They go to UNMC and to Clarkson College, and the Guild itself picks those scholarship winners every year. So that's a huge component. Thankfully, we've raised so much money in the past that we've started to actually use other money go to just different patient programs within the hospital. So, it's twofold, both of those things. And it's a huge part of what we do.
And how long has the Guild been around?
Oh goodness. Well, it's gone through some changes because of some name changes just at the hospital. So we're obviously directed simply from the hospital, but it's like over 20, 30 years. I couldn't even tell you exactly.
Is this the Clarkson Service League?
Yes, that's how it started. Yep. Okay. Yep. And we still do, help with the gift shops, but that was originally how it started a long time ago, was just the gift shops. And they worked in the gift shops and volunteered in the gift shops. And we still support those, but we've just expanded our reach.
Yeah. And I think, decades ago, you put on the Clarkson Fashion Show.
Yeah. Yes.
That was a long
Yes.
time, but I remember going to that
Yes.
and covering it and taking, I mean, that
Yes.
was a huge,
Yeah.
huge event.
Yeah,
So
and I think that's kind of how the luncheon launched, because we always wanted it first with the speakers. We wanted
yeah,
different fashion speakers and things like that. So yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
it's funny. Yeah, it's just funny to go back and look at that.
I
Um,
know.
okay, so people, they purchase tickets.
Correct.
Obviously go online to do that, and just tell them
Yep.
how much are tickets and all that good
Yeah. So just one ticket registration is $75. Or you can, of course, buy, we still are calling them tables of 10,
stuff. Sure.
but 10 registrations at $750. And
Okay.
then we also have corporate levels anywhere from 1,500 up to, 25,000.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the honorary chair.
Yes, yes. Sasha Shilcutt, Dr. Sasha Shilcutt. And she's a anesthesiologist at the Med Center, but
Okay.
she also, she has this whole women's empowerment organization called Brave Enough. And you can find it braveenough.com. You can find her on Facebook, but she does a ton of speaking. Like I said, just with women's empowerment, which is such a cool coincidence with the speaker that we brought in, Cindy,
Yeah.
because they have a lot of similarities, I think, in what they do and what they support. So she was just a perfect fit. Also,
Right.
also just because of being a doctor and working at the Med Center, and she's just wonderful.
And will she be speaking just briefly?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. She sure will. Yep. We'll get to hear from her for a few minutes.
Yeah.
We wish it was longer, but yes.
Right. And let's just we talked about what the guild does, but anything else? I mean, you're raising money for scholarships, some patient programs. How do you become a guild member?
Yeah, I mean, really very simple. You can even go to our guild page on the website
Okay.
and just, ask to be involved in the guild. And then there's different steps in order to,
Sure.
become an actual like guild board member. But there's volunteer hours. Like I said, we used to do, again, this year's been different because of COVID, but we used to get to do a lot more hands-on things in the
Yeah.
hospital, more volunteer hours. But yeah, just the support, anywhere the support that we can do for the hospital is really our main thing.
Right. And then hopefully, I get the sense that they're starting to open up.
Yes.
A year from now, I think things are going to look completely different as they do now. As like a year ago, they looked completely
Oh my
different.
gosh, yes.
So
yes, that's my hope.
yeah.
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I'm so excited for this luncheon. Again, it's the 28th, which is a Wednesday of April. So people can go online, purchase tickets. You have a great speaker, and
Yep.
just looking forward to it. And I thank you for joining me today.
Yes, thank you so much. This is great.
And we'll see you on the 28th.
Great. Thanks.
All right. Thanks. And we'll be
Bye.
right back.